Good morning students. Today's topic is suspension and colloidal solution. Yesterday you have learnt about solutions. Now today we will learn about colloidal solutions and suspension by comparing their properties with the solutions. Okay, firstly we will take solution and suspension. We will compare the properties of solution and suspension by an activity. I am showing you an activity. I am taking two glasses and in both the glasses I have taken some amount of water. Now in this glass I will add some amount of salt. See, I have added the salt into this glass, and in the second glass I will add some amount of sand. Now we will mix them. Firstly I am mixing the salt into water. Now stay for some more time. Now I will try to dissolve sand into water. Now as you can see that in this solution the salt is completely dissolved. We have got a clear transparent solution. Now we are not able to see the particles of salt into this mixture. Now in this mixture we are able to see the particles of sand suspending or moving around in the mixture. They are not getting dissolved in this mixture. So such kind of mixtures in which the particles do not dissolve, they remain suspended in the mixture. Like see, you can see the particles moving around in this mixture. Such mixtures are known as suspensions, and such kind of mixtures are known as the solution. Now see, we are looking, this is the uniform mixture throughout, and such type of uniform mixtures are known as homogeneous mixture. And see this one, it is not uniform throughout, its concentration is different at different places. Such type of solutions are known as homogeneous mixtures. So the suspensions are homogeneous mixtures. Yesterday we have learned that solutions are homogeneous mixture, and today we are seeing that suspension is a heterogeneous mixture. Heterogeneous mixture. Suspensions are heterogeneous mixture because their uniformity is not there. Okay, it is not uniform throughout. You can see. Now about solute particles. As you can see in this solution, we are not able to see the solute particles, but in this suspension we can easily see the solute particles. Okay, so here I am writing that solute particles are clearly visible. Now what about the particle size? Yesterday I have told you that solution particle size is less than 1 nanometer. In suspensions the particle size is more than 100 nanometer. More than 100 nanometer. Now the fourth property that we have learned, that solutions do not scatter the beam of light. Why? Because the particle size in solutions is very much less. They are not able to scatter the beam of light passing through them. But in suspension the particle size is very much bigger, so they are easily able to scatter the beam of light. So suspensions will scatter the beam of light. This effect is known as Tyndall effect. I will explain it to you later on. Tyndall effect. Now about the stability. See, in this solution, are we able to see the salt particles at the bottom? No. Means once they are dissolved into the water, they will remain dissolved in the water. They will not settle down at the bottom. But in case of the suspension, you can easily see that the soil particles are suspended at the bottom. They settle down at the bottom after some time. Okay, so in suspensions, if we leave them undisturbed, they will settle down. So suspensions are unstable in nature. Means the particles will settle down at bottom after some time. Secondly, If we pass the solution through a filter paper, see, this is the solution of salt and water. If we pass this through a filter paper, are we able to separate the salt particles? No, we can't separate the salt particles from the solution. Okay, so here we have written that these solutions cannot be separated by filtration. Now what about the suspension? If I filter it through the filter paper, the salt particles will get separated from this mixture. So we can say that in suspensions, solute particles can be separated by filtration. Example we have taken here, salt plus water, and one more example I have written here, that is sugar plus water. In case of suspension, the example may be the sand plus water. Now take the third case, colloidal solution. What is a colloidal solution? Firstly, I am giving you some examples of colloidal solution. These are milk, ink, blood, or soap solutions. If we see milk, how does it look like? Which kind of mixture it seems? A homogeneous mixture or a heterogeneous mixture? Milk seems like a homogeneous mixture. Ink, this is also it looks like a homogeneous mixture. Blood also looks like a homogeneous mixture. But if we see them via microscope, if we use a microscope and we see them, then we are able to see small particles suspended in the mixture. So we can say that colloidal solution seems like homogeneous, but actually they are heterogeneous, because by using a microscope we can see the small particles suspended in the mixture. So here I am writing seems like homogeneous mixture, but it is heterogeneous mixture. Now what about the particle size? As I have said that it seems like homogeneous mixture, means the particle size is small, but by using a microscope we can see the particles. That means particle size is not that much bigger as that of suspension. So here the particle size is in between 1 nanometer to 100 nanometer. Now about the visibility, solute particles cannot be seen by our naked eyes, but can be seen by microscope. About Tyndall effect, in colloidal solutions also, if we pass a beam of light through the solution, it will scatter the beam of light. Means colloidal solutions are also scattering the beam of light, means the path of light will be visible through colloidal solution. Now about stability, colloidal solutions are quite stable. As you can see milk, in morning if you see milk and leave that one glass of milk undisturbed, in night also you will see the same milk, the milk particles will not settle down at the bottom. That means colloidal solutions are stable. Now about separation, colloidal solutions cannot be separated by filtration, but can be separated by centrifugation. Centrifugation is a technique of separation. I will explain it to you later on. Okay. Now, here in this complete discussion, we have talked about Tyndall effect. What is a Tyndall effect? So for that, see Tyndall effect. What is a Tyndall effect? If we take a suspension, just assume it's a glass and there is water inside the glass and some particles are suspended in the water. These are the particles of solute. Now you can take the example of sand plus water. The water particles are suspended in the glass. Now if we pass a beam of light, what will happen here? These particles will come into the path of the beam because these are bigger enough. They will come in the path of beam of light and will scatter the beam of light. And because of this scattering, this beam of light will be visible. Okay. So this effect of scattering of light by the solute particles in suspensions or colloidal solutions is known as Tyndall effect. So this effect is shown by colloidal solution as well as suspensions. Okay. The name Tyndall effect is given after the scientist who have discovered it was name was scientist is Tyndall. Okay. Now come to the components of colloidal solution. Colloidal solution. In solutions, we have learned that components of solutions are known as solute and solvent, solute and solvent. These were the components of a solution. In suspensions also we call the components as solute and solvent. Solute was the one which was dissolving and solvent was the one in which the other substance, that is solute, was getting dissolved. Now in case of components, there are two different terms for solute and solvent. The solute like particles which get dissolved into the another one are known as dispersed phase, and the solvent like substance or particle substance, right, which dissolves the another into it is known as dispersion medium. Dispersion medium. Okay. Now we have left some point Tyndall effect, where we can see the Tyndall effect in a dark room. In a dark room, if there is only one hole and light is passing through that hole, then you are easily able to see the path of light. I think you all have seen this light passing in a dark room. This is because of Tyndall effect. In dark forest also, in dense forest, where the canopy of forest is very highly dense canopy, here also a beam of sunlight shows Tyndall effect. Now again, we were discussing about the dispersed phase and dispersion medium. Dispersed phase and dispersion medium. Dispersed phase was solute-like particle which gets dissolved, and dispersion medium is solvent-like particles. Okay, there are different types of colloids, different colloidal solutions based on different disperse phase and dispersion medium. There is a table in your book. I am going to show that table to you for disperse phase and dispersion medium. See this table. I think it is visible to you. There are different types of colloidal solutions: aerosols, foam, emulsion, sol, foam, gel, solid salt. These different type of colloidal solutions have different disperse phase and dispersing mediums. Dispersing medium and dispersion medium are same. And some of the examples are also there. Take the first case. Dispersed phase is liquid and dispersing medium is gas. Means the liquid is getting dissolved into the gas. Such type of colloidal solution is known as aerosol. For example, fog, clouds, mist. Okay, here the liquid particles, water droplets are mixed into the air. Okay, so here the dispersed phase is liquid and dispersion medium is a gas. Second, where the dispersed phase is solid, dispersing medium is a gas. These are also known as aerosols. For example, smoke. Okay, automobile exhaust, it is also same to the smoke. Here the smoke, small dust particles which are solid in state are suspended in the gas, that is air. Okay, so these are also examples of aerosols. Next is foam. Foam is in which dispersed phase is a gas and dispersing medium is a liquid. See this also, this is also a type of foam. In this also dispersed phase is gas and dispersing medium is solid. Means if the dispersed phase is gas, dispersing medium may be a liquid or a solid, that will be known as foam. Okay, or here also if the dispersing medium is a gas, dispersed phase may be solid, may be liquid, that will be called as aerosol. Now this is very special example of colloidal solution where dispersed phase and dispersion medium both are liquids. Such type of colloidal solutions are known as emulsions. For example, milk, face creams. Okay. Now sol and solid sol. Sol and solid sol, in both these dispersed phase are solid. Okay, and dispersion medium are liquid or solid. These are known as sol or solid sol. In solid sol both are solids, and in sol dispersed phase is solid and dispersion medium is the liquid. Okay, examples are here: milk of magnesia, mud you all know, and solid salts, colored gemstones, milky glasses, these are solid salts. Now we are left with one example, that is gel. In gels, dispersed phase is liquid and dispersion medium is a solid. Okay, like jelly, cheese, butter, all these are the examples of gels. I think your topic is covered now. Okay, we have completed the suspension, properties of suspension, colloidal solutions. See the diagram of Tyndall effect here. This was a colloidal solution. Light was passed through the torch and the path of light is visible here. Okay, this is Tyndall effect. Okay, thank you for today.